Well, this homemade device looks just like the crop picture. Imagine that. Today, we are going to study alien-made crop pictures and see if they're trying to teach us any clues as to the great mystery of UFO levitation. For example, this crop picture appeared in Brazil with a hexagon and something inside like a disc, and you can see it looks like 6 wire coils, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's a disc magnet inside. Pretty close match, isn't it? Now another crop picture appeared in Brazil 1 year after this one, and here it is. You can see we have this disc magnet inside this thing here, but now around it we have something spinning around the outside, which are just these magnets here, spinning like that. There's the disc magnet, and this is the stuff spinning around the outside. So, these definitely seem to be showing us how a UFO works. Let's do some experiments and get right into it. Now when we have 6 wire coils wired as UVW in series and put a disc magnet in the center, it spins clockwise along with the rotating magnetic field. This is at 10 Hertz for the field. A little faster. Eventually it rises up at higher speeds. Now on the other hand, if we have the same 6 wire coils arranged as UVW going clockwise and put 8 magnets on a flywheel on top of them, sort of near the center outer part of the magnet, and they alternate between red and blue, north and south. Now the flywheel goes the opposite direction, anti-clockwise. Let's turn up the power a little bit. 20 Hertz, 30 Hertz, 50 Hertz. It's actually 25 Hertz because there are 2 phases in the coils. So a single magnet in the center will go one way, and a flywheel near the outside with NS magnets will go in the opposite direction. Now what might we have learned about this same situation by studying alien-made crop pictures? Well, we have 6 wire coils here, like that, and those are clearly the same 6 wire coils drawn here in crops, or here in hexagonal form, 1, 2, 3, and they have a disc magnet put in the middle, like that, and that's just like the video I showed you here, with the disc magnet put in the middle, and that's just this thing here, and you saw it spins clockwise. The underlying rotational magnetic field is 3-phase, like 3 coils, but instead we have 6, with the field spinning clockwise. Next, over those same 6 wire coils, we can put 8 magnets, NS, red, blue, and they can spin rapidly around the outside. So we start from these 6 wire coils, and then it looks like a spinning motion all the way on the outside like that. So that spinning motion is essentially what they drew here in crops, except they have a disc magnet on the inside, so let's add that as well. Okay, now we have a spinning motion around the outside counterclockwise, and it's put a disc magnet in the center that matches really closely what was drawn in crops in Brazil. There's the spinning motion, there's the disc magnet in the center, spinning disc in the center, and that's supposed to make a vortex kind of magnetism called spinning vortex, with the disc magnet at the top and that stuff spinning all around below. So the disc magnet will be up here, a vortex, and the other stuff will be spinning below. How might this be related to UFO levitation? That's the next question we'll ask. Interestingly, if we spin both of them at the same time, you can see that the disk magnet in the center is going clockwise, and the 8 magnets around the outside are going anti-clockwise. Just to show you another trial example. Let's go a little faster. Pretty cool, isn't it? So this little device, clockwise and anti-clockwise, is supposed to be related to how UFOs fly. And it's interesting that these two objects do not really interact magnetically with one another. So any effects on physics will have to be due through mass spin angular momentum. Other alien-made crop pictures describe this geometry very precisely. First, we have a disk magnet lifting up to the center, which is like this thing lifting on a pole, and around it, when it's lifting up with three-phase trident power, we have another disk spinning the opposite direction, which is what that thing is doing, opposite to the central magnet. Here's another one where they're spinning in two different directions, the outside and inside. There's the little magnet. There's the magnet spinning one way, the other magnet spinning the other way, and the center of a device, and that makes the central magnet inside lift up and somehow pull the UFO upward. How might it possibly do that? Well, we are dealing with a special kind of magnetism here, not dipole magnetism, but what's called vortex magnetism. So when this thing spins one way and the magnet spins, the magnet rises up in the center, and this spins opposite the other way under it, and it makes like a cone-like vortex of magnetism with this on the top of the cone and the magnets spinning below. Just like that. Let's look at that one more time. Pretty cool, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? The question becomes, what might be the physical mechanism whereby this can produce UFO levitation? Now, I'm not certain how this works because it's physics that is new on Earth, but we can make a reasonable hypothesis. There's our device, the disk magnet going clockwise, these other magnets going anti-clockwise. The disk magnet, when it goes clockwise, it rises up. There's also a Newtonian force going downward the other direction. So for a magnetic vortex, the disk magnet going clockwise will rise up. There's also a downward force in the other direction, anti-clockwise. So when this thing rises up, there's actually no change of weight on the scale. It doesn't change. However, when we add a magnetic flywheel on the outside like this, it's a flat motion, like for a fidget spinner, then we might be able to cancel spin angular momentum in a clockwise sense by adding something else anti-clockwise, which doesn't go down, it goes up, but instead of doing the down, we do the flat motion instead. And like a fidget spinner, there's no down force associated with that. Only counterclockwise. So there'll be no net overall spin angular momentum. The clockwise and anti-clockwise will cancel, but only the up force will come here. There'll be no down force from that. All the rest of it will be flat. So this is new physics on Earth, new classical physics, and we'll just have to see whether or not I've guessed correctly. Thank you to the stars.
I walked a little closer. I wanted to really see what it was, but it was moving. An instinct told me to back up, so I backed up to stand about at least 15 feet away from him. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. It's going the opposite way. It's going counterclockwise. It's not going clockwise. It's going counterclockwise. Grass was moving one way and the machine was going the other way.
One UFO contactee reported a disc the size of the UFO that had magnets on the outer edge. And so here we actually have a disc that has magnets on the outer edge that perhaps may be powered by some means that involve permanent magnets or some arrangement of permanent magnets.
According to Vallone, the separate halves of UFOs might rotate to create energy that can be harnessed to power the spaceship.
Beautiful, isn't it?